Hello and welcome to Dice Friends. This is the third and final episode of Spring Break, an Over the Edge campaign using the third edition of those rules from Atlas Games, written by Jonathan Tweet. My name is Dale Friesen. I will be running the game tonight. Let's start with some character introductions, and then we will cast some lots and ask some questions. Cam, will you start us off?
Sorry, character introduction? Or,
Yes.
yes. Hi, I'm playing Valentine Black, the mildly successful electronic composer. Valentine is a prickly, unpleasant, misanthropic, cynic.
But he's very cool, isn't he?
Oh, he's so cool.
All the best toys.
As long as he doesn't scratch the surface whatsoever. Valentine is not secretly soft.
I'm Corey. I'm going to be playing Annika McDowell, an EMT from Vancouver, Canada, who on the side likes to take scuba diving lessons. That's about all we know so far. Things have been very busy with the crew.
My name's Ian Horner, and I will be playing, as usual, Arthur Kleinman. I'm a plain and simple locksmith here to do a job. Sometimes the parameters of the job have changed, but we'll complete it one way or another.
Hi, I'm Kathleen. I'm playing Riley Scott. I'm essentially an anime protagonist in that I am,
Your mob!
yeah, kind of.
I was going to say your hair's the wrong color, but no, it's perfect.
Your character literally looks like Junior Jace. But
Yeah, well, I mean, I asked for a gender-neutral portrayal of my character, so more people could imprint their teenage dreams of suddenly getting cool, awesome powers that made them very dark inside.
Oh, that looks exactly like me. Cargo shorts and a hoodie. Yeah.
Oh, well.
I mean, I am confident I was taught first year kinematics by that person.
Ooh.
Your character looks very cool.
Oh, thank you.
Very elegant and sleek. Anyhow, so I'm here because I have interesting powers, and I haven't. It's there's a lot going on here.
Okay, so now let's all cast our lots. You might remember this is rolling your dice and telling me what those numbers are. I don't care what order you do this in.
I'll begin. A 5 with a 1 and a 4.
I got a 1 and a 6.
7, consisting of a 5 and a 2.
Wow. I got a 5 and a 6.
Nice.
Ooh.
We're all feeling lucky tonight.
Well, I mean, I failed, but with a good thing happening.
Yeah, exactly. That was like our worst outcome.
Sounds like my university career.
Yep.
All
Failed,
right.
but I learned something.
Oh,
Not
no,
what I
good.
was supposed to learn.
It's question time.
All right, I'll begin. I have a question for Corey. You have said that Annika is a risk taker.
Mm-hmm.
What is the worst thing that has ever happened as a result of taking a risk?
Broken collarbone from smashing into the ground a little too fast.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Probably like dune snowboarding. I don't know if you are familiar with like sandboarding.
Sounds like it would be hard on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
okay.
the ground is a lot harder than snow.
Fair.
Just make sure to shred without rhythm.
I have a question for Valentine.
All right.
Are you doing this for the money?
No.
Oh.
No. Not even remotely.
You're doing it so you can feel alive.
Also no.
Oh.
Feel nothing.
Closer, but also no.
Riley,
Yeah.
what exactly happened the last time the worst possible thing could happen happened?
Oh, what a good question. Okay. Okay, So I was on my first job, and things were going really well. And people decided to get a little overconfident and asked me to do more and more things. And by the end of it, it was like, oh, if I could just get inside this building, that would be fine. And I thought, oh, well, of course they could just hop over this fence. What's the worst thing that could happen? Could they slip and could they break their back and cripple themselves? And now they don't work anymore.
I was afraid you were going to say that you attracted the attention of a global cabal.
Yeah, my thought
Wound up
is-
working with a bunch of idiots.
I mean, I definitely think my character has done that, but I don't think that he would realize that he has done that. After all, he is a beginning anime protagonist. He is on episode 2.
It's a good thing you think logically, because when I think of the worst thing that could happen when trying to get people into a building is that I put the building inside of them.
Yeah, right?
Oh. I feel that, mercifully, Riley has not quite yet learned to use his imagination.
Oh, good.
He's a very analytical person because he has
perfect.
a degree in physics.
That's perfect.
Explains the saber-toothed tiger, yeah.
Yeah, right. Because he was on drugs. So anyhow, Ian, tell me about the first person that you killed.
He was very young. Younger than he should have been. But he shouldn't have even had that uniform on. And now he's never going to get a chance to wear anything else. I'm sorry, what was the question?
Holy shit.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Buried naked.
So, where in Germany did you come from?
I've never lived in Germany.
Ah!
So, when we last left our heroes, you had captured Angela, and you were with Melissa, and you were running away from a building that was a fight zone between some track-suited people, some of whom had stolen halberds, and a couple of saber-toothed tigers. So I think you've gotten out of that building. One of you has gone off to take a potty break. Some of you have received text messages. I'm interested to see what you do tonight.
Huh.
Well,
We got a text that says,
Do you wait for Arthur to get back?
no,
Okay.
not smart enough.
Okay.
Hey, I just got a weird text that says, Scott, something happened that disqualified me from the contest. We need to force a reset. Find and kill her. After that, I'm trying to be like subtle so Angela doesn't hear me. After that, we should be able to get a brand new phrase from Simpson and try again. Who's Scott?
You.
No, I'm Riley. Oh, no!
Who's the message from?
It's from Miss Lucy.
well, okay.
Why is she messaging us when we're on our way to meet her?
I've also gotten word that Miss Lucy has been disqualified. The Canadians are also now unemployed.
Huh.
That seems like a kind of hazardous thing to have happen to us, since we have encountered some now suddenly unemployed people who were probably employed for being dangerous.
You think they were?
Definitely the people in the tracksuits were employed because they were dangerous.
I don't think those Canadians were hired for their field craft.
No.
So that mainly leads me to suspect that they were hired because they're good at hurting people.
you want to wander up at this point?
I'm exactly thinking that.
Oh no.
So Angela and Melissa are right there, I think.
Interesting. So
Unless they're not. Like, you can walk away from them.
Oh, dude, no.
I think we're all like huddled together, hiding
Okay.
out while Arthur is on
Yeah.
potty break.
I've just been informed by a advertising screen above a urinal that our patron has been disqualified. And that I've been offered employment with another team that apparently has significantly more wealth.
Which team?
One Mr. Samuel Paolo Lee, who represents Mr. Banorovic.
Do I recognize that name?
Default answer, no.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
wait.
Yeah, because I have my sub trait.
Right. Sure.
Okay. It's a name I recognize.
It's a name you recognize. Eastern European, relatively new wealth. I think you, by default, don't have a lot of details.
Would I have heard him spoken of in, like, hushed tones or in, like, kind of disregard?
So I think by default, I'm not giving you anything else. If you want to roll some dice, we might have some more information for you.
I love to roll dice.
Okay.
2 and a 3.
All right. So you fail and you have a 3.
The failure, okay, so I get no new information and a bad thing happens.
Right.
Which is, I want to say, I have no information because way back when I was eavesdropping on this conversation, I got busted eavesdropping.
Okay.
Does that work? And that has harmed my relationship?
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
That's good. If we decide to go with this Mr. Banolovic's plan, there's a car waiting for us. Or at least myself. I'm sure I can convince them that extra help would not go unwarranted.
Can it get us to the airport? We have to get to the airport and hand Angela over to Seamus.
I'm sorry, who are you again?
I'm Melissa.
Right,
So
right.
to recap, you guys arrived at Melissa's lab just in time to hear her signing off on some sort of Skype chat with Seamus. She had Angela bound and gagged, and she tried to get away, and you guys convinced her that you were all on the same side.
Right.
right. Hey, actually, that reminds me, because we remembered where we recognized Melissa from, right?
Yes.
She is Dr. Simpson's girlfriend. I'm going to be like, wait a minute, I know you. And I'm going to tell her about Dr. Simpson being, how her house blew up. I'm not going to say she was in the hospital, but I'm going to be like, suddenly be like, wait a minute, your girlfriend's house blew up.
Wait, what?
Does she look genuinely, like, surprised and shocked?
She looks a little disbelieving.
Interesting.
Melissa, Seamus tried to have Helena killed.
Seamus hired her.
Yes.
And then
tried to have her killed.
So you're good at talking to rich people,
Not so good at talking to...
like lab instructors.
Yeah.
By default.
By default. I do have one sway, I think. I do have one sway, which means I'm not utterly inept at it.
That's right.
So I would like to try to get that sentiment across without causing her to have some kind of collapse or panic attack, if that's possible.
I think it's possible.
Okay. I would like to... Gotta succeed at something at some point. 1 and a 3.
Wow. Have you rolled anything without a 3 on it yet tonight?
My drawing lots was a 1 and a 4.
Right. Okay.
I need to stop rolling dice.
So with the 1 and the 3, you were trying to get her to believe you without freaking out.
Yes.
And a 5 is not enough to succeed at that goal.
Okay.
So either she doesn't believe you or she believes you and freaks out. I feel like the second one's more interesting.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because if she just decides that we're lying to her, that's way worse for me, personally,
Yeah.
than her having some kind of... That's inconvenient for me, but I'm perfectly happy to let her have some extremely bad feelings.
Well,
Okay. Someone want to play Melissa freaking out at Valentine for a little while?
I mean,
You don't have to, but I'm offering you Melissa.
I feel like Cam can imagine this.
Okay.
I don't want to make Cam uncomfortable.
What? Tell me, where is she? Is she okay?
No,
Oh
she's
my
in the
god!
hospital. It's okay. It's okay. She's fine. She's
Well,
extremely...
she's as fine as you
We have
can
to
be.
get her right now. The hospital.
Well, the point is that you shouldn't do what Seamus wants you to do. He tried to have her killed.
Just stay away from me.
Ah.
I think Annika's distracted because Angela was trying to sneak away and Annika went and grabbed her.
All right, yeah. I need to stop talking to people.
How about we all get a taxi and go see Lucy at Swish, like we were supposed to?
So is Melissa running off to go to the hospital?
Probably.
Okay.
We don't need her.
No, exactly. I'd like to get rid of her. That's why I did that. That was me trying to be non-violent about it.
Mrs. Lucy has been disqualified. I don't know quite exactly
But here's the
what
thing.
that means.
Yeah, why
but
does it say contest? Contest. As if this is all a game to a bunch of rich people. What the hell is going on? I thought I had to save reality.
You certainly lost a teammate.
Yeah, but contest.
disqualified.
Yeah, there were a bunch of teams, a bunch of very rich people, but Lucy's still our patron. One of
Okay,
them.
but what the heck? Contest.
What does
Right?
disqualified even mean?
Yeah, I thought we had to save reality because reality needed to be saved. We were not told that there was a bunch of teams. We have progressively found out that there are some kind of people with competing aims, and that Dr. Simpson had to do all of these different mathematical equations, and that was a lot of hard work for her, and I feel bad for her. And so they've just overworked a bunch of poorer people, and now we're running around for their amusement. Is that seriously what contest means here?
Yes.
I guess so, but I don't know what disqualified means in the context of what we're trying to have happen here. Because it should still work even if Mrs. Lucy has been disqualified and can't win? I'm having some ontological problems with what's going on here.
Yeah, how can you be disqualified from trying to...
I too would like to have just a bit more information, so I worry. Disqualification generally means one of two things: either an incapability of being able to win, or an incapability of being able to participate further in the competition.
Well, she's still alive. Or at least according to this text. We should go see if Miss Lucy's still alive.
Yeah, that would be one way to disqualify someone, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to address Angela at this point. Hi, you don't know me. I don't know you. I'm Valentine. Angela, I presume? Okay, that I got. We're not here to kidnap you. But we have been looking for you. And we're very excited to meet you. I don't know what to do here, but I'm really not comfortable having somebody tied up. Yeah, I can imagine you're not so hot into it either. I would like to take off the gag and the tied up hands. Can you promise not to attack us or scream or make me regret that?
We would, if possible, like you to stay around for a few minutes as well while we discuss.
We're probably the least dangerous people who are currently looking for you. So that's not nothing.
So I feel like the default result is going to be somewhere between disbelief and panic.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Do I get a reroll for having one sway?
So the one sway is your skill level,
Okay.
and you have a difficulty that you're working against.
Okay.
So a difficulty 1 sway would be a fairly easy convince.
Okay.
But this is a difficulty 3 sway, I'm sorry.
So 2 rerolls?
Yes.
Against you. What if he got an assist from someone?
Yeah.
What if I did something flashy?
Does anyone have any ability to talk any better than I do?
No.
I do have a certain amount of influence over people.
I've already said my piece with regards to the VU. It's a very easy solution.
Yeah,
Just
but-
sitting there, wasting away in your backpack.
Okay, here's the
Look,
deal.
if I give, it's expensive, okay? And I want it.
Angela, at the very
It's
least...
a treat for when I'm done.
Melissa. I would,
Melissa ran off.
sorry, yes, Angela. I would like to make a proposal to you. We have not put you under any harm yet, have we?
So she's got red marks from where she's been struggling against the
Yeah,
handcuffs.
we did not do that to you, and we are prepared to remove your restraints and your gags. What I need from you is a guarantee that you will not attempt to run off until we have all come to an understanding. Very gentle, very nice. And I will make my guarantee to you that you will not come under the custody of anyone else.
So I think that no matter what the result is of this interaction, she's going to start by saying, oh yeah, I'll absolutely not try to get away from you lunatics. But are you planning on rolling dice here? Do you think you might actually convince her to stay with
I
you?
think I'm making a compelling case to her.
Okay.
It's a 6 and a 1.
So what's your sway?
I don't know. I've never found out.
Let me look up your sway.
Please do.
Your sway is 1.
Okay.
All right, so I think your compelling case is going to give you a reroll. But I'm going to start by having you reroll the 6.
All right. It's a 2.
I'm going to stay there and hang on to my remaining reroll.
I will re-roll my 1.
I'm going to pick that up off the floor
Thank you.
and
I mean,
make you.
it is a 5.
I'll keep the 5.
No, you won't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll re-roll. I'll keep the 5.
Okay, so that's a 7. All right, so I think she is going to tentatively, grudgingly stay with you unless something changes her mind,
That's
which feels like about as good as you're going to get at this point.
all I can ask for.
Right.
That's all I want from you. Just please hear us out, and we can work from there.
So,
So we'll untie the. We'll start with the feet.
okay, so you've already let her feet loose because you had to have her running them.
Okay.
But she's her hands are bound and she's gagged.
Yep. Hands next.
Okay.
Aviho, still okay? Gag off.
Well, I think as soon as you free her hands,
Yes.
she's gonna ungag herself. All right. So there are people after me?
A number of people.
A lot of people.
A number of very, very rich, very powerful people.
Well, then I should just go back to New England. Let's go to the airport.
That is a very reasonable and obvious thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So far, we have encountered 3 other teams, or found evidence of 3 other teams that were looking for you, and we're a 4th. There were Canadians who were heavily Scandinavian.
Do you remember interacting with those people?
They had a green hat.
Oh, I remember the green hat people.
Yeah, they've been fired for being bad at their job.
Their
Did they
job of being on spring break?
Yeah. As it turns out, that wasn't their job. That was a cover, which conceals their job.
I've got one of my friends who's on spring break instead of doing his job.
Okay.
Did they try to get you to do anything?
They kept wanting me to talk about the green hat that none of them was wearing.
Can we just
I think there's no room for pretenses anymore.
yeah.
Angela, you are a person of a very important person of interest. How best to describe this?
Basically, if you say some sort of weird amalgam of random phrases, it could actually alter the nature of reality, which is under some strain at the moment. That is why people were very keen to keep you gagged.
Riley, would you give a small demonstration?
Oh, do you want me to do something flashy?
Yeah, just
Reality is screwed, and I'm just going to try to make like some blue fire appear from my hands.
So what's the worst that could happen?
Real fire could appear from my hands. I gotta roll my dice.
Yeah.
I got a 6 and a 1.
All right, so I think some blue fire appears in your hands.
Some blue fire.
Also, as she comes to believe what you're saying, you hear sort of the background music change.
Change how? Better? Worse?
Less melodic. It's a little 20th century now.
Interesting. I make a mental note of how that sounded for later.
Right.
You believe us.
People have been sort of following me around, and they're not the way I usually get followed around on spring break.
Yeah, and then I like pull out I've got her Instagram, and I'm like, look at these dudes who are watching you.
Oh, I never noticed them.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff happening, and
So we should go to the airport. We should just leave. We should
There-
be done
there
with
is-
spring break. This is over.
there is somebody who wants you to go to the airport, though. So I would not actually go there.
Okay. There's a port north of the city. We could go see if there are any ships. Right? And get to, like, Italy or Spain or something.
unfortunately, my understanding, and I have worked with these sorts of people before, is that there is no place on this earth that you will be safe from them.
This is a game to them, which means it has rules, which means once the game is completed, you're done.
Okay, how do we complete the game?
You have to say one of the code phrases.
What's a code phrase?
If I tell you, it won't work anymore, and it only works once.
Oh, so the
So-
green hat thing. Green hat, green hat.
Be very conscious of the words that you are saying.
These are.
I want to end the game.
I sympathize with that. The problem is these very wealthy people who are playing this game are doing so because the stakes are very, very high.
Are we seeing any of these stakes?
We're seeing a very small amount of them. The problem is that any one of these code phrases, we don't know what the results are. We just know that our employers are very interested in those results going their way.
And as fortunately as you
So
can see,
whatever the green hat thing is,
Actually,
who
hold
knows
on,
what
like,
the result will be of that?
the potential results, as you can see, are beyond any bounds of our current imaginations.
I mean, well, so is this a spring break contest? If we just lie low until the end of spring break, will that work?
There's potential, but it's doubtful.
I don't know. I text Brigitte back.
Yes.
What's your code phrase? Do you want to write it down? or-
Do you want me to write it down, or shall I just
yeah,
tell you?
just write it down.
As you wish.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Wait, how do I open this so it's unscrewed? Okay, never mind.
Yep, fountain pen.
I'm fancy.
I like that you use fountain pens. It's very cool. I'm aspirational of your beautiful handwriting and pens.
Oh, do you want one? I have all the ones I'm not using.
I write like a goblin is the problem.
No, you don't.
Maybe.
I'll bring you one.
Excellent.
I like that this one specifically looks like it's designed for going through ships at sublight velocities.
Can I have the fountain pen that worked for the clumsiest person?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Oh, that's a...
So you've just gotten a text.
Oh, some of these were much easier to say than others. Angela?
So, out of character, I just want to remind you that if she says the phrase, that's not enough.
Yeah.
At least two people have to
Yes.
repeat the phrase immediately. So she might have accidentally said a phrase by now, but that wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, what we don't know can't hurt us, quite literally. I think it's very important that no two of us repeat anything that she says.
Agreed.
Or
What
you
if-
could just start doing it and see what happens.
Yeah, hold on. What if it's the phrase that Dr. Simpson gave us because she was so overjoyed that we saved her from a burning building? I think that one's okay to say.
Do we know, though? Do we know? We
I
don't
mean,
know what that one
She was
does.
also super high on painkillers, but
We have no idea what her motivations are on this. Whether she was coerced into it or whether she was paid off.
We could also spoil the results.
how do we spoil the results?
We tell her a phrase and then repeat it.
Yeah, does that mean it doesn't work, or does it just mean it's unfair according to the rules of the game?
That sounds actually like a good basis of science here. I think we should start with the one that Seamus was given.
No,
What?
I mean,
No.
like, what?
Hey, I got some things to say. First off, the deadline wouldn't necessarily work because the effect that we're all experiencing is that objects and people are disappearing.
What kind of
From
objects
reality.
and people?
One of our teammates popped out of existence. That's the stakes we're working with. So if we waited till the end of spring break, who knows what could disappear by then? Like how many people could die? The other thing is I want to offer you to actually just join our team. I could cut you in on a portion, I want to say like 10 grand. Would that work?
What am I doing for this 10 grand?
Just cooperating with us.
Is this a sex thing?
No.
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 I mean, that wasn't a no, but okay, for 10 grand I'm in.
Yeah.
So what do I have to do?
We don't know yet. We have to get in contact with our patron, who we're representing in this game, to find out what the deal is. There might have been some rule changes in the background that we don't know about because we were out of contact.
So are we calling her? Are we going to go see her?
I'd like to go see her.
I think we should see her.
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
I'm just concerned she was disqualified.
But when
Although she hasn't tried to contact us, has she? Have we heard from Miss Lucy?
I have not.
I got a text from Miss
Right.
Lucy.
Right,
You
right,
could
right.
pass your phone around if you want to.
Yeah. I have text from her.
So if you're passing the phone around, you can just read the text out loud.
All right. Text from this is what I received. Scott, something's just happened that disqualified me from the contest. We need to force a reset. Find Angela, raise and kill her. After that, you should be able to get a brand new phrase from Simpson and try again. Oh, maybe we shouldn't go see Miss Lucy if we have Angela with us, because she'll want to kill her, which would be quite rude. Sorry, that was Kathleen talking, not Riley.
I look over at Angela.
So, Angela, this wasn't actually read out loud,
Okay,
Amber,
okay,
because she just
right.
showed the phone around.
Yeah.
So I'm on the team. Can I see that?
You know what? It's too dangerous. You might say something when you see it, and we just don't know the effect on reality.
I think we shouldn't see Mrs. Lucy.
All right.
Yeah, that violates my...
I like that port idea. Why don't we go get on a boat?
Port sounds really good right now.
Toot toot.
There's also the option of Mr. Banovic.
How do you know, Mr. Sorry, what?
Banolovic.
Banolovic?
Yes. I believe I have worked with him once before in the past at some point.
In the interest of disclosure, the Canadian's former employer, Brigitte Olsen, has contacted me.
Oh. What did she want you to do?
To work for her,
Oh.
because Miss Lucy has been disqualified.
Do I still get my 10 grand?
Who knows? Probably, sure.
Yes. I think we should go with the devil we know. Let's go see Brigitte.
And Brigitte is still in the game?
Yes.
That
Also,
should
she hired the Canadians, and they were definitely the nicest people we'd met so far.
What do I know about Brigitte, really?
I have not defined her at all. I thought,
Okay.
She's your NPC, really.
Yeah.
Now, I will start making stuff up if you like, but what I assumed I would be doing was sitting here and saying yes to things.
That is fair. I assume the reason that Valentine no longer works for her, and started working for Mrs. Lucy, who was very comfortable killing people, was that he found Brigitte unpleasant and worrying. He was much more comfortable with Mrs. Lucy, who enjoys killing people to reset games.
That is the one thing I'm trying to avoid.
Can you tell us something she did that made you uncomfortable?
Hired people with chainsaws to come and talk to us.
Oh, Miss Lucy.
Or no,
That was Miss Lucy.
That was Miss Lucy.
That was Miss Lucy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to insert, is she
Yeah.
young or old?
Let's say young. I just want to say, casually malevolent,
Okay.
very arguably sociopathic.
Okay.
Ugh.
In the way that, the stereotypical supervillain ideal of a supervillain, or the ultra wealthy.
Of not thinking of people as people. But,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I've got right now.
Sure.
That's what I can come up with right now.
Sounds scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
In the past, Mr. Banolovic has never asked me to go outside my bounds that I set for my patrons.
He wasn't ultra wealthy.
No,
then.
no. But at least if I can have him stick to the terms of our previous agreements, no killings, and I would be perfectly happy with that. Do you know if your new patron can offer the same sort of guarantee?
yes and no.
Wait, what?
We're trying to find the least dangerous person to ally ourselves with.
I mean, nothing says that we cannot change our own alliances at will. There are consequences, but
We could go ask Dr. Simpson again. She seems most likely to know if even resetting is possible.
that also will give us the greatest chance of finding out what the rules of this game are.
I doubt Simpson would have a full picture. But we should, don't let me poo-poo that. We could go,
You haven't sent some emotionally distraught person to her room, have you?
Not on purpose.
We didn't even tell her what hospital she was in.
isn't there only one hospital? Or no,
There's a main hospital.
right.
There's one really good hospital.
How about this? We could go and visit Helena. Let's go and buy her flowers.
Okay.
I look for a florist.
So you're on the university campus.
Yes.
Oh, right.
There's the Hyperloop.
The metro.
The metro?
Yeah.
Yes. I look up on my phone for a florist.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the student union building has.
Let's go there then.
All right, so it's closed for spring break.
Yeah. I look for an open florist.
So there are. So the campus is not going to be your best place. You can probably find some open places on campus, but this is going to be one of the hardest places to find stores. There's a whole big city.
Yeah, okay. Then if that's
Is
where...
there, is there some kind of like, say like Asian grocery or something like
Sure.
that is open? Like, surely there'd be something on campus that is open on
Yes.
kilter hours.
Yeah.
There's got to be.
Perfect. All right.
But you can find something, but if you're looking for a full-service florist, there are going to be almost anywhere else a better option.
All right.
Perhaps closer to the hospital.
The hospital gift shop would have an arrangement, a
Yeah.
wide array of flowers.
I look for the... I look on my phone for the closest place.
Okay, closest to you or to the hospital?
Closest to me.
Okay.
currently.
So you can find the grocery store that'll have something, or you can hop on the metro and go back to the 4 Points district, and probably you want to go to the flowers district before you get flowers.
Yeah, let's try that then.
Okay. Are you calling a cab? Are you hopping a metro? Are you stealing a car?
Let's call a cab.
Okay.
All right. Doesn't that get signed into your like government identity? if
Yeah,
you
so does
take
the
a cab?
bus.
Okay.
Yeah, in the metro.
Right. Of course, you can't go anywhere here.
There are black market taxis. Perhaps the government doesn't know about them.
Let's take one of those.
Sure. Let's take a black market taxi.
Ooh, if I haven't turned on my radio scanner yet, by the way, I would like to do that.
Okay. So what are you trying to find out with your radio scanner?
Just hearing if there's any chatter about us.
All right. And this is, you're tuning it in for listening on the walkie-talkies.
With, on an earpiece for the walkie-talkie. So it's not blaring.
Sorry, yes,
Yes,
but
yes,
the
yeah.
people you're trying to eavesdrop on are the people with walkie-talkies.
Correct, yes.
Okay. So yeah. This is going to be, let's just say it's in a language you understand.
Okay.
And there are people talking, and scanner makes it sound like they're kind of nearby. One of them checks in. He's at the Science Metro station. One of them checks in and says there's a lot of blood here at the physics building, and I hear a lot of noise. I'm backing away.
Our position may have been slightly compromised. We may want to start moving as soon as possible. With
And-
most haste.
One of them responds with, very well, I'll report in to Mr. Benolovic. I'm maintaining the car here in case our new asset arrives.
Good to know. My recommendation is that we stay off the grid. We should probably find some form of transport that will not be.
Black market
Right.
taxi, then. Do we know how to get a black market taxi?
I was just about to ask you that. Does anybody know how to get a black market taxi?
I want to say that if I've worked on this island before, I feel like I should know how to
Okay.
get black market taxi at least.
All right, I'll give you that. So you call a number, and
I will need to borrow your phone.
you know how to find whatever the new number is, and you get a taxi. There'll be one arriving for you in about 20 minutes.
This is a short wait.
That's reasonable.
Okay. You do hear a very loud roar that sounds like it's fairly far away.
That's good.
Fantastic.
Let's find some place where we can lay low and not be seen while we wait for our taxi to arrive.
Okay. The roar will get a little closer before your taxi arrives, but won't find you before the taxi arrives.
All right.
Are there any more halberdiers arriving?
Well, not that you can see while you're laying low, but if you like, you can get up from your hiding space and start looking around.
I would not like.
As you wish. All right. So the taxi pulls up, and it's almost stereotypically, checkered with a yellow cab. It says Giovanni's Taxi on it. You pile inside, and the guy's like, where to?
I give the address of the florist.
Yes, I'll get you there right away. In the Flowers District, then.
Absolutely.
Aye.
So off you go.
Callbacks.
Zoom.
Yes. So you're all here for spring break, then? Are you
Yeah.
a chaperone?
I'm sorry, I need to listen for my work, please.
Oh yeah, we're just hanging out, doing some partying, seeing the sights.
And you believe in the free market, and that's why you called us.
Right.
All right. So taking you here and then keeping the meter running, is that the idea?
No,
Or just dropping you off?
Just drop off. Just a drop off. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'll make sure you each have one of my business cards.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We pay him?
Okay, it's expensive.
Okay.
I'll put it on my tab. How many digits are we looking at?
Oh, I don't take credit cards.
I don't mean my tab.
Oh, you're just giving him
Yes.
cash. Okay.
How much?
I mean, we're not really tracking exact monies, but it's about twice what you would expect it to be at a normal place.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
It's still in the double. I'm only tracking based on orders of magnitude.
Okay. All right. So there's a florist. They've got extra staff. It's in spring break, and everybody is meeting the love of their life, or at least of the weekend. And so the florist is having a good week.
All right.
Hey, Valentine.
Yes?
I know how we can get Angela to contribute to our team.
How?
Angela, do you want to pick out the flowers?
Okay.
Great. So you just go and pick out some. I don't know. What strikes your fancy?
I like the white with the sort of orange shot through it. That looks pretty.
Cool. You go for it then.
All right. So she goes and.
We should follow her just in case.
Yeah. I don't know. She can have no information about the code phrase.
No, but
right?
she's in a flower shop. Let's be
Yeah.
I'm
optimistic.
so tempted.
All right, so you're gonna have to she's speaking out of character here, your phrase is dehydrated
Chrysanthemums.
chrysanthemums.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was dried. Damn.
No,
Dehydrated.
dehydrated.
Oh, well,
Which is
You're going to have to nudge
Prompt.
her. Yeah.
yeah.
If you've got a plan, I would love to hear it or help with it.
What do you think of those wide flowers with the small petals, the dried ones?
So, I think they're a bad idea if we're trying to cheer someone up in a hospital. We should give her something more alive.
What about I go over to a chrysanthemum.
Uh-huh.
What do you think? How would you preserve this?
Well, it's got a whole lot of stems.
But the blossom, if you were to try to preserve it,
Press it?
which would do what to it?
Flatten it.
Close.
What do you mean close? When you here,
Yeah. No,
let's
no,
let's
no.
buy the chrysanthemum, and then I'll show you when we get to a book, and then you'll have flattened chrysanthemum.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's. And it's sorry, out of character. It's chrysanthemum or chrysanthemums.
I
Singular or
don't
plural?
remember what I gave you. We can look it up.
Because I wrote down chrysanthemum singular, but I
I
want
wrote
to
down
be
plural.
plural.
I've
See,
got
this is
singular.
My
That's
notes
why.
say plural,
okay. Then it is plural.
but I could have made a mistake.
Yep.
no,
Go with your
well, the notes.
Let's buy several.
Yeah.
Plus some of those weird tiger plants.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever you
for
want.
Dr. Simpson.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have any money.
Valentine, couldn't we get someone else to, like a third party to feed her the phrase, like someone who works here at the florist shop, ask if they have any?
I think it's anyone prompts her with the phrase. I don't know if reality knows to care about that.
Think she has to generate it on her own?
I think she has to generate it on her own. I think.
All right.
That was my understanding, was that it doesn't matter if it's she has to generate it on her. I'm just repeating you.
But we
It does
don't.
it is source agnostic. It has to be from her.
But we don't know if that's the term of reality or the term of whatever game our patrons are playing.
That's absolutely true.
Okay, so you buy the flowers.
What
So-
does Angela?
Yeah,
What does pressing the flowers do to them?
it flattens them. We already talked about this.
And what is the other effect of flattening them?
It's like a.
There's many ways of preserving things.
Yeah. Oh,
What-
I remember when I was a kid, we did this in school. We had wax paper, and then we put the flattened paper, and then we put the wax paper, and then we iron it. And then you can make like book plates and stuff out of that.
Yeah.
Right. But what does putting it inside the absorbent pages of a book do to the flower, besides flattening it?
You know I'm a physics major, right?
Yeah.
Think astronaut food.
Astronaut food.
Oh, it's the ice cream.
That was actually the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
So, freeze dry?
Close.
Okay.
No freezing involved. It's a flower.
So, is this... I don't understand why you're quizzing me on this. Is this one of those things where I should be careful what I say?
No.
Okay.
We're trying to get you to guess something.
Oh.
Before I go any further, I text Brigitte back and ask what she's offering.
Last time we spoke, you asked for something and I turned you down.
Right. It's very personal. It's not something I can really share.
So what does desiccant do? Like the little gel packs that you find in stuff that you buy.
Keeps it from rotting.
How?
Through the power of math?
Close. Very close.
Okay.
Does Birgitta know that you're bringing a team?
She contacted me with information that Miss Lucy had been disqualified. Presumably, she knew that Miss Lucy had sent a team.
Right.
I actually texted her back
Okay.
saying, "What about the rest of my team?"
So she'd be like, what do they want?
This sounds important to you.
Was that the whole text?
Yeah,
This sounds
yeah.
important to you.
Yes.
And she says, more important than the Paris job, but less important than the Istanbul job.
A 7, huh?
So meanwhile, you're...
Yeah. So okay. So if you've got on a bender and you have a hangover, why is that? Why are you're thirsty, right?
Oh, yeah, because I'm dehydrated
Yeah.
and hungover.
Okay, that's one word.
Okay.
The other word is the flowers we bought.
Hungover chrysanthemums?
No, the word I got you to say.
Dehydrated chrysanthemums?
Dehydrated
chrysanthemums.
Okay, so you hear the music kind of start to swell, and then there's a... And then it keeps sort of, it's got that building happening in the background.
All right, so that's one phrase.
Good job, though. And she's like, so do I win?
We hope so.
Okay.
I don't.
You don't think that was a good idea?
Valentine, you
I
have,
don't think that worked.
You have this look about you.
I was wrong to... I don't know what I expected to happen. Have I ever heard anything like that before?
It sounded artificial. It sounded like someone is playing with things. That's all I'm giving you by default.
Weird it
Let's
up.
see if we can improve on that. A 6 and a 5.
Wow. Please re-roll the 6.
A 1.
I'm happy with that.
I have no rerolls on.
What's your weird?
2 when perceiving.
I will give you 1 re-roll, but I'll warn you I have 1 re-roll left.
Okay. Sorry, I wrote down 2 different numbers here, but consulting with my previous character sheet,
Right.
it is in fact +2.
I mean, I could look it up if you don't have that information.
5 and a 3.
Oh, well, re-roll the 5.
Another 5.
Oh, I thought you were going to say another 3. All right. So, you do have a 3, but you are succeeding. So, what would you like me to tell you?
I would like to know if I... Okay, so this sounded like it was artificial and was being toyed with. And what I want to know is that because we failed, we led too much, or because there is another layer to what's going on here?
How about if I incorporate the 3 into my answer to you?
I like it.
Okay. So, this background problem that's been building with reality that your weirdness has been able to sense as kind of off-kilter music is all, in fact, some sort of artificial thing. The problem with reality, the thing that is causing stuff to disappear, it's all something that is artificial, that is being created by someone here in the city. And as you were concentrating on this and trying to understand it, your mind very briefly met hers, and she saw you looking at her work. That's your 3.
That's bad. That is a bad thing. I'm so very bad at eavesdropping. Why do I keep doing it? What's her reaction to noticing me looking at her work?
Oh, default answer, you can't tell.
Do it.
A 5 and a 5.
Please re-roll one of the 5s.
A 6.
Please re-roll the 6. This is my last re-roll.
A 5.
You have a re-roll. Would you like to see if you could make one of those into a 4?
It's only a bonus good thing. I wouldn't do it.
Don't do it.
You have a chance to fail then.
Yeah.
You're succeeding now.
What would Valentine do? This is Cameron.
Yeah.
I mean, Valentine doesn't see the dice.
Yeah, no,
Is Valentine just like, I'm going to try harder? No, I tried less. Try harder.
Valentine is all about...
What would be the most fun?
Valentine
Succeeding.
hates fun. All right.
Does Valentine push their luck, or or are they part of the cult of done? Like in composition, how many times do you go back to a song after you've declared it? I'm done with this.
I think he has several albums, so he's gotten to the point where he can say, good enough.
Then I think, yeah, you.
Because
Good
this is
enough.
good enough, but it's not perfect. You could do better.
You get the answer of the question you're
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah, this has been mastered and completed.
All right. So you want to know how she is reacting to being perceived by you? Is that your question?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. She feels exposed to someone far beneath her, someone who never should be able to perceive her.
I wonder who that is.
None of us know this is going on.
Yeah. And that is a reaction of disgust or curiosity or...
I mean, more the former than the latter, but I think there's also some alarm there. Like she wasn't expecting someone to be looking at her doing this.
Good enough.
So,
You're standing in the flowers district outside a florist shop, right?
So yeah, we haven't moved yet since then.
I thought we were still inside the flower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
just out
asking,
on the
not
road.
telling.
I thought we already bought the stuff
Oh.
and left.
No, I
Just
thought we were
go and
doing all
stand
of this
outside.
in interrogation somewhere somewhat private.
Let's say we've moved somewhere private.
Yeah.
Does
Okay.
that, yeah.
Sure.
Some, like, a cafe.
Yeah. Valentine, did it work?
No.
Okay.
It did not work. It sputtered out. It failed.
All right, let's move on to the next one. We got 4 words.
No, it has to be spontaneous. That's what the point of that was.
Like, is that what I felt? Was that that was my first question, was did we push too hard? Did we lead too much, and that's why it failed?
So the phrase is something that is just like there's this person is watching something, is monitoring something, not necessarily the exact situation, but when Angela says a phrase and the phrase is repeated, that comes up on this person whose mind you touched, in some sort of way she can perceive, and she's like, "Oh, is that good enough? Do I end this and reset everything, or was that wrong?"
Okay.
So she knows what happened and decided it didn't count.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I don't think your perception can tell you why she chose that.
Okay.
How much of this do you relay to us?
Like, do you tell us it's a manufactured situation?
Yeah, that is like the information. That I say, I think what happened is that somebody is adjudicating this game and they decided that was not good enough.
This is my least favorite type of games, and the one where the rules are arbitrary.
It has to be more spontaneous than that.
You get a text from Miss Lucy. Scott, are you nearly here?
Wait a minute. Is this from the same number as before?
Uh-huh.
Miss Lucy wants to know if we're going to show up.
We are,
Yes.
right? We're going to see her?
Are we?
We should.
And
She's
ask
our
her-
patron.
And ask her what's going on and how she got disqualified?
Yes.
She wants us. No, we shouldn't see her.
Can I just be like, what do you mean? Can I literally text her back? What do you mean? What does disqualified means? Like, what does disqualified mean? Does it mean your phrase won't work? Or that, like, question mark. I'll just say, what does disqualified mean? Does it mean your phrase won't work if it gets said, or you're not allowed to have it said?
My phrase won't work. Kill Angela, we'll start the game over, and get a new phrase.
Okay, period. Which is non-committal. That just means I've read her text.
Just respond with a thumb up emoji.
like a little iOS.
Tap back.
Yeah. Give her the thumbs up, as in
Yeah.
I've read it.
From the loose rules, I can interpret from my own from what the urinal told me. We are now effectively free agents.
Valentine, can you triangulate where the noise is coming from?
Can I?
Not easily.
It's a 6 and a 3.
6 and a 3.
Okay, so I think this is a difficulty 4, but you are literally triangulating because you have been listening to this noise from a number of places. So I'm going to start by getting you to re-roll that 6.
That's a 3. That would be a second 3. Cowbell.
You have not rolled, no one has rolled any doubles today.
Yeah,
the
we
cowbell
don't.
comes out. So if we leave this double 3, the cowbell will come out because that's doubles. And you'll have karma. That sounds fun, right?
You don't have any strikes, right?
I have 1 strike.
You only have 1 strike, right?
So double 3s can give you 3 strikes.
You have a reroll, right?
He does have a reroll, but I'm trying to talk him out of using it.
But that's because you're evil.
He's not evil. He's presenting choices. He's letting Cameron have exactly the game he wants to have. It
You
may
have
not be the game we
option
want to have.
Totally destroy all your chances.
You know,
Yes.
like
mean,
a Satan does.
No, this is neutral. This is neutral. He is being totally
Yes,
neutral.
he's acting entirely in his own self-interest.
No, he's letting Cam make his own choices.
So is there a double 3 result that would be extremely fun for you? Because I am prepared to say
hates
yes
fun.
to it.
Valentine hates fun. Valentine wouldn't want a double 3.
Right, but I'm not asking Valentine.
I mean, normally trying this and pushing it and not getting what I want usually results in a splitting migraine, which makes me concerned that this is just going to result in some kind of ed bang.
How hard does blood have to spurt out your ears to actually, perforate the eardrums?
Not hard at all.
I mean, what's the PSI on the jugular?
Higher than one would think.
Like, I think it's the perforation of the eardrums that causes the blood splurting.
This is not how I want Valentine to check out.
As you wish.
Normally I find failure interesting, but not like this.
Okay, you got 1 reroll.
Is it a 3?
It's another 3.
I knew that was going to happen.
Valentine doesn't have to check out. Death is always, a choice. So perhaps Valentine dies now, if you ask for that. But there are things worse than death. Anybody have some ideas about things worse than death that they'd like to propose?
Oh,
Yes.
Like, Valentine gets so trapped in just perceiving that he forgets himself as a person.
So,
Shall we go around the table?
let's go around the table.
Slightly less bad than that, but still pretty damn terrible, is that you now actually have a hole in your mind where that link was cut off.
I mean, why? That's just not very exciting for the rest of us, though. What if the person he was trying to listen to was like, you? That's
Pinpointed him?
Yeah. That's
And then-
catastrophically bad, but it's interesting.
And we don't get to see that either.
No, well, but like, what if, they figured out where he was in the real world and they're like goons?
Yeah, that could be the result. Is you find this out. You find out who she is and why her personal presidential guard force is descending upon you. And
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
So you
From
just
the sound
kept
of it-
poking at her. You kept poking at her.
from the sound of it, this is the person adjudicating the game.
This is the referee.
It is a game. And I have broken the rules. Maybe. Or I've perceived that there is in fact a rule book.
you're supposed to be a pawn.
Yeah.
So are you being knocked over by the queen, or have you now made it to the end of the chessboard
Yeah.
on a double 3?
Yeah.
I mean, like a double 3 is still like a 6 is a fail.
Right.
But on the
Right.
other hand, what happens if you were a pawn and now you, say, have to be a bishop? Because the person playing the game needs a bishop now to do bishopy things. To move diagonally.
If none of these are really striking your fancy, what if a person who really, really hates the person that you've been contacting has now found out about you and is deciding that you are her pawn?
Yeah, I mean, like, the feedback thing is interesting, right? Where you're like, I'm going to tap into this. Oh, it's tapping back now. I kind of like that. I think that's interesting.
Just like hostile takeover.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to confirm that I understand what you want. And I kind of need to confirm this with the table because we're saying that the person who is running this competition that the 4 or 5 of you have been participating in for the last 5 hours of game time is aware of you, and her biggest rival is coming to basically hostile take over you guys. Is that what we're saying?
That sounds like it picks up the premise of the game that we've all been working on and is like,
Which is a thing that can happen on a double 3, but
Yeah.
only if it's interesting to you.
is that interesting to us?
More interesting than you like dropping dead or
Losing all
us not
powers.
having any information come out of this.
Like if you drop dead, you're gonna play Angela, I guess. But so you know about sort of, I guess, these 2 powerful women at this point, the one who's running the game and someone who hates her. And we've talked about either of them coming and claiming you.
Yeah, what the hell? Let's do it.
It gives me a direction.
Yeah.
Which one?
Let's become the agent of the person who hates the game, or the player of games.
Okay. So, helicopters land outside the florist, and the presidential guard leaps out. They have big guns.
Let's run.
Now, you might remember that big guns, or any guns, are against the law. But the presidential guard doesn't have to obey that law.
Right.
Because the presidential guard works for the president and his immediate family.
Presidents aren't bound by laws.
It's state-based monopoly on violence. Sure.
So you yell, "Let's run." And everybody looks and screams. And all the locals drop to the floor and put their hands on their heads. But there are lots of people who aren't locals because there are a lot of drunk spring breakers. So I think you're going to cause a panic.
Perfect.
I mean, I am in panic.
Yes.
I like to think we've been sitting in a quiet coffee shop while Valentine's been quietly telling us these things. He sensed that all of a sudden guns.
Okay, so outside the coffee shop then, the
Yeah.
helicopters land. Angela is going to do as she's told, and she bolts.
Follow that, Angela.
Okay,
Yep, all running.
all right.
Riley,
Ah!
please, may I borrow your phone again?
Ah!
Thank you.
Running!
While we're running, I'm going to dial up the black market taxi cab.
All right.
Can you meet us behind the coffee shop at the station?
Yeah, be about 15.
We'll see if we can make that. If you can hurry at all, please do.
So, I've mentioned there are helicopters and men with large guns surrounding the coffee shop. So, you're running out of the coffee shop into the stock room? I'm trying to picture what you're doing.
Let's go over that counter, into the back, out the through the dish pit, out the back door.
Okay. I can't imagine that a default result is going to be that the presidential guard forgot to watch the back door.
I think we're just gonna have to be like, get captured here.
Yeah.
We can bolt through the crowd. Like, there's some
Yeah.
oblivious spring breakers around. Like, just which way did Angela go? Did she like bolt out the front?
I mean, I feel like if you're just watching Angela, she's going to run out the front door, run back in, run to the back door, open it wide, run back in, dive under a table.
Okay.
Let's watch her do that, and then just sit calmly while we get arrested.
Yeah,
Just like slowly get on the floor.
Yeah, actually, yeah, if I notice all the locals being like,
these are people who know who we are. We might as well have some dignity.
It's not this.
all right, I guess, run! No, why bother?
Cancel
Angela did what you told her
Cancel the
Yeah.
call. I will pay next time. Yeah.
Okie dokie.
All
So,
right, time to kiss my ass goodbye.
I think you are going to get a helicopter ride.
Oh boy!
Oh no.
Do I recognize what kind of helicopter?
Much more modern than your experience.
Can I send a text to Miss Lucy before they presumably take my phone away?
Sure.
I'm gonna say, help. That's what I'm gonna send her. Been kidnapped by dudes with guns.
Okay. So you are frisked. What do the Presidential Guard take from you?
Probably my recording devices.
My radio and probably a few $1,000s in U.S. currency.
Ah,
Just my phone.
okay.
Yeah, my phone.
All right. I can't remember what you have. I'm not trying to.
Yeah,
got, like,
presumably,
nothing.
like
Yeah.
my bag.
My gum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
my
Yeah.
shoelaces, belt.
Yeah.
Angela has a bunch of pills and such that get, and she's like, "Aw." So you are flown north to a much nicer part of town.
Oh.
This is in fact the same section of town that the hospital is in. Now, this means you are flying right past the arms district, which is where, you know, the peace force and sort of where you would expect to be taken if you're being taken somewhere to be interrogated. And you get to a nice big building, and there's a helicopter pad on top. The first helicopter lands, a bunch of the guards get out, a helicopter takes off, yours lands. You guys are nudged to get out. And the Presidential Guard takes you down into the building. You go to a large meeting room. There is one man in a nice suit sitting in there. He has a laptop in front of him. There are lots of obvious surveillance things in this room. And so he motions for you to sit down. Someone comes and puts a glass of water in front of each of you. Can I offer you any refreshment?
I'm okay.
No, thank you.
I wouldn't mind a tea if you're offering.
Angela's like,
Say
can
no.
I get a shot of whiskey and a joint?
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah. One for me too.
So they go off and get the stuff you asked for. The man says, now then, the boss has been aware that something has been going on behind her back, that her sister has been doing with some of the boss's friends. But things have been hidden. What information would you like her to know?
What doesn't she know?
In what universe do we know more than she knows?
That is not a question I can answer.
Let's see. We know the players. We know some of the phrases.
We know that in order to execute a reset, someone must be executed.
So, what do they get out of this?
We literally weren't told.
We've been promised money.
We very rarely are given privy to the likes and movements of the elite.
All right. So, typically, the players in this particular game are people who would be more interested in my boss than in her sister. But it looks like something has come up to try to reverse that. So, as agents who have been attempting to diminish the boss's sway in favor of her sister, how do you propose to make this right?
Sorry, who is your boss?
If you don't know, I don't know that it's my place to tell you.
I'm not sure what we can offer if we don't know who we're talking to.
So you have no value.
That is not entirely correct. We have been chosen because we do have value.
And how can you contribute?
If you are not privy to our values, then perhaps we should be talking to someone who is of value.
Maybe we could just, we have a lot of information. Maybe we could just go and try to talk to our bosses and get some information, and then we can give it back to you later.
Not only are we full of information, but we are also full of skills.
After all, we're not dead yet.
Which is why we are here in the first place.
All right, so I think my boss would be happy if her sister did not gain influence over the players in this competition.
That seems sensible.
Great, make that happen, please. Do you need anything?
Compensation?
Can I make a guess at
A guarantee.
who he's referring to?
Sure.
I mean,
Yes.
you want me to roll for that?
Do you think...
Like, can I do I have enough information from context?
I kind of think that if you're someone who has studied up on the family who rules this island because you're an agent who's traveling there, then you can make any guesses that you might be able to make with sort of the publicly available information that you might already have.
Because my guess is that dehydrated chrysanthemum is the code word that Dr. Smith calculated, or Simpson calculated for her sister. Now, that's my guess.
That makes sense to me. It's either for her sister or herself, but it's definitely a personal win.
So Dr. Simpson told you that she calculated that phrase for you.
Yeah.
Did she?
She
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
And when
Oh.
we tried it, and it was just judged as not executed well.
Well, that's sad.
I guess I was just under the assumption that maybe she was lying about that.
I mean,
Maybe
She
she
was
was. I just
ultra
wanted
high.
to make sure that
Yeah.
you...
we could just go ask Dr. Simpson to calculate us a new phrase. And then try the same way we've been trying before
That
and
could,
just stay alive.
that could take some time.
Yeah, but that's apparently the rules of the game.
I'm not sure.
Okay. So my understanding of this situation is that this guy is very generously offering to let us buy our lives.
by preventing the boss's sister from getting influence with the 5 contestants.
Yeah. So my understanding is that this is one of 2 Doban sisters who are like the president's sisters. They're ruling portions of the island, but we don't know if we're dealing with the cult leader or the business person.
I assume the person with the magical powers who can change reality is the cult leader.
Right. But is the person running this game stepping into the cult leader's territory by running the game?
No, I think the cult leader's running the game, and the business person who is friends with the people playing the game is annoyed that her weird sister who smells like patchouli, is getting attention from all their friends.
But I think we've been picked up by the weird sister who is against the person running the game.
No, we've been picked up by the business leader.
You've been picked up by the good sister, who is not running the game.
So we have to know which sister we're making a deal with to know which one we're supposed to prevent from.
The
Right.
sane
Yeah.
one, not the weird patchouli one.
The one that's into
You get that this is in character, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So, the cult leader is trying to horn in on the business leader's game.
So the boss never runs games like this.
Okay.
Specifically like this. This was an attempt by her sister to gain influence with the boss's friends.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Do you
So-
know what the prize is?
No idea.
Apparently, it's to fix reality, but possibly in one's favor? Question marks.
That sounds like a no.
No.
All right.
We have no idea what. Let's put it on this table. We have no idea what the rules are. We have no idea what the prizes. We have no idea what the consequences or stakes are. We are but pawns in this game of giants.
But we figured out the rules because we're very, very clever.
All right. Well, then, please be clever and figure out how to get the patrons back out of this game.
We'll do our best.
All right.
Okay.
And you said you needed condensation? I honestly didn't hear you.
Compensation.
Oh, like money.
How about this?
Let me see your cards, please.
ID card.
Angela hands over her card. All right. So you have an expense account.
Okay.
Angela's like, can I use it for drugs? If it's appropriate. You are going to have to account for your expenses.
The fact
Sweet!
you do not know already who we are does not fill me with. You'll forgive me. It does not fill me with
No,
confidence.
he was monkeying with your cards. He didn't need to know your names.
Yeah.
He was giving us tons of money.
You should be able to do that without my card.
At a guess. Huddle up.
All right.
Team meeting. Mrs. Lucy said that killing Angela, resetting the game, involves you dying.
What?
If we fake your death, maybe that will bring all of the players of the game back to a new situation and
I've-
take out of the game.
And I would very much like to reinforce is that killing you is not an option.
We could just tell the patrons that the game is already over and that they should just go back to the original games they were playing before.
The other option, of course, is to simply either win the game ourselves or end the game.
We tried to win the game ourselves and it was judged no.
That's because we forced it too much.
That said, we have been the closest to actually winning the game so far. Perhaps it is not outside of our grasp.
Also, there are 5 groups competing, and you're part of the group that's been disqualified.
Oh, right. Yeah, we got DQ'd.
How did we get DQ'd?
We were
got
Mrs.
DQ'd.
Lucy's
but-
team.
Yeah, but how did Lucy get DQ'd?
I don't think you know that.
We don't know.
And remember, we still haven't, well, at least I have an open invitation to another currently still active team.
Yeah, maybe. So do I. But will that won't solve the president's problem?
No.
The presidential guard's problem.
No, our problem.
That
Simply-
actually just makes the problem go forward. So this guy wants the game over, right?
Yeah.
He wants
He wants the contestants to stop paying attention to the person running the game and go back to paying attention to his boss.
Okay.
Without, the person running the game getting any influence over those people as a result of running a fun game.
I mean, let's be honest here. I think we may have overpromised on that.
But we can still underdeliver.
What we understand right now is that to reset the game, Angela must die.
Or
Angela can leave the island,
Yeah?
and that works too.
Does that end the game? Because
It disqualifies, or it that's the hard end of the game.
if we can end the game without any of the teams winning, then that removes the influence of the game master.
We
The
could
game's
just
over.
have her say all the phrases.
oh yeah, we can just invalidate all the phrases.
We know 3 of them.
4. That leaves a 5th.
Yeah.
Did you ask your sponsor what his phrase is?
I did not.
Could you do that, please?
May I borrow? May I borrow your phone?
Can you talk to him through the urinal again?
Unfortunately,
Did you have a contact a channel?
As you may know, when using the urinal, it is best if it is a one-way conversation.
So he
Touché.
slides back a panel, and there's a nice communication with a telephone. You can Skype in,
My
do what you
sense.
need.
I must speak with Mr. Samuel Paulo Lee.
So you call him up, and as you dial that in, his name and his identification number come up beneath it. Bank balance YN.
Why?
All right. So then it lists several bank balances, and it looks like he's got about $5,000 in ready cash, and then savings worth about 10 times that amount in various investments.
It's very unfortunate.
And then you call him up.
$100,000 is barely enough to even make a dent in. Yes, I must speak with Mr. Lee.
And so he's like, there, at last, we talk.
Yes, my apologies for not meeting you at the metro station. As we discussed, I am currently in the vicinity and have Miss Angela Reyes in my possession. I needed to maintain that until it was possible to speak with you.
Yes.
I understand there is a code phrase that I must have her speak in order for Mr. Benolovic to win the competition.
Yes, that's correct. Sinister sentiment.
Sinister sentiment. Thank you very much. I will. I assume the rules have not changed of the game. That I must have her speak the words and 2 people repeat.
Yes, and as far as I know, no one else has been disqualified. Just your original team.
Just our team.
That's why we were disqualified.
But may I ask why? What was the cause of the disqualification?
I assume someone on your team was involved in the kidnapping.
Understood. We will make sure that we will not associate with any of the kidnappers when we attempt to.
Okay,
activate the
so
phase.
I can tell the boss that you're working for us now?
Yes.
Okay.
At this point, we are working for them.
Okay, great.
But we didn't kidnap her.
No, but Seamus did.
Yeah, Seamus. Okay.
And Seamus is part of that
Yes.
team.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna text Seamus, F you.
And quite very.
Oh, Miss Lucy's gonna kill him.
You don't
Yeah.
have your phone.
Oh,
Right. Yeah. Right. Yes.
I'm
So
gonna imagine texting Seamus.
at this point, Mr. Benolovic is under the impression that I am working for him. Allegiances, as I've said previously, are very fluid in this game, so allow us to work as we may.
On the bright side, the rule was no kidnapping, which makes it seem kind of benign-ish.
You have come with us willingly, correct, Angela?
Yeah, I'm working for Miss Lucy. Because you
Yeah.
hired me.
Correct, yes.
Yes.
But you did come here of your own. Well, you came with us of your own accord.
Yeah,
Correct.
because you're giving me 10 grand.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a little problem with that.
Can I'm gonna. Actually, I'll pay you now, and I'll just text her. I'll just send her 10 grand from my expense account.
You do not have
Of a device.
a device.
I
You
don't
just
have a
got your
device.
card.
Darn. I'll find an ATM and I'll pay you from my expense account.
Have we been turned loose yet?
You haven't asked to leave.
No.
Okay.
We're making
You were
phone calls.
using his equipment to make this call.
Yeah.
So he's
Can
there
we-
at the desk, just listening, but
I think we can. I think we can nullify the game,
okay.
which will eliminate this other person's attempt to influence the friends
Okay.
without any kind of blowback.
Moreover, I'd like to indicate, so we are all clear, there is no guarantees that a further game may come in the future. But we are not part of that.
Well, I think I'd like you to be part of that. What do you want in exchange for making sure there's no future game?
This seems like something I do not want to be part of.
I want to fix reality.
But he said.
What is happening? This isn't a game. There's something definitely wrong here, and it's coming.
Right.
But there's.
Do you want some of my joint?
I'm not clear where I'm not being clear here. But yes, please.
I want you to fix things, and then I want you to accept a job to make sure this doesn't happen again. I don't think that you're being unclear. Am I being unclear?
We'll think about it.
That's adorable.
I do not believe we have been given the convenience of a later negotiation.
So,
I just want to be part of fixing what's wrong here because it's causing me some concern beyond the level of simply playing a game.
well, then you should go fix it. Do you need anything else?
Yes, I desire for this to be my final job.
I will pass that along.
Thank you.
Are you really sure you want me to pass that along?
I should make myself very clear, as this is something that comes up often. I wish to be compensated to
Yes.
the level that I no longer require to work for you. And I wish to never work for you specifically again.
Well, message received.
My concern is that there are 5 teams, plus Seamus, plus ours. That's 7 code phrases. We currently have 5. There are 2 other players in this game that we don't know. We don't know who sent the men in gray suits or the men in beige suits were agents. The jumpsuited people were another team. The Canadians were a team. We're a team. There's a 5th team we don't know about.
Do we use Angela as any sort of a bait?
Do you know who the other teams are? Who the other players are?
No, we could make some guesses. Would you like us to give you a short list of billionaires?
Do I remember any of the other people who play these games?
I don't think that the default answer is going to be enough to help you win quickly.
Okay. Then let's... This has not had a good track record for me.
What if we just kill the billionaires?
I will point out that there was a double 3. Where's that cowbell?
Oh, yeah.
You guys have karma.
Good. Lovely. We can make your roll go better.
Do we have any other ideas here? How to end the influence of the player of games, and return that influence to the boss.
We eliminate all of the players and sources of information and ourselves.
I mean, how about we just put up some flyers around town?
Saying what?
Our boss is great.
You said
Wait a minute.
earlier, is it removing Angela from the island that ends the game?
That was part of
No.
the deadline we were given.
She has to leave. That when spring break is over, the game is over. That's not.
If she leaves, it's over.
Yeah, I have a. If she leaves, it's over.
That's what we were told, wasn't it?
You were told something along those lines. You don't know if it's
Yeah, right? Totally
official
true.
game rule.
Completely part of the game rules. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then what we should do is try to get her off the island. What we need
Absolutely.
is a helicopter ride to a port and then a ship to Monaco.
okay.
How's Monaco sound, Angela?
Sure. I still get my 10 grand, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We are so sorry for all of the distress this caused.
Yeah, I'm not going to be arrested for hitting the books next week.
That wasn't going to happen anyway. You and I both know that.
Wait, is this guy seriously a university student?
No, Angela is.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I thought the other guy was talking to us.
Oh, no. That should end the game, right? In a satisfyingly discouraging manner?
Well, here's the deal. I have a supposition about the game. Does Angela actually mean anything, or is it just a person they've chosen at random?
Probably.
Right? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if Angela has any special powers, so they could always do another game with another person. But this game is over,
Agreed.
so you know.
All right. That sounds like a plan. Get Angela off the island.
Okay, so we're getting you in a helicopter. We're sending you to a port, to a yacht, and going to Monaco?
Yeah.
We have to
sure.
leave the island.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then we can come back.
but Angela has
yeah.
to leave.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're going to head up to the roof then?
Okay.
Okay.
They give you your phones back.
Oh, good.
Now I text Seamus FU.
Right. And you have a couple of messages.
Oh yes, from Miss Lucy.
Yes. The first message is like, I've sent some people.
Uh-oh.
And the second message is, what have you done? You're fired.
Uh-oh. Cool. So I text back, I was like, sorry, I was trying to find a way to reset the game for you.
So we're going to fast forward to late that afternoon
Okay.
when you're on the yacht on your way to Monaco,
Excellent.
Oh, good.
because you got there with the presidential guard.
Right.
And
Then they were like, peace.
yeah, and it's got a satellite uplink on it, which is good because then you get a text from Miss Lucy. She's like, oh, you're right, that did reset the game. Congratulations, you're rehired. Your new phrase is regal manner. You have to find the new contact person. Dr. Simpson knows who she is.
thank you. I'll be like, I'm gonna say, I'm like, thank you. I don't think I can get back there in time. Sorry, period, send.
Response, make it work.
I'll see what I can do, period. That's non-committal, right? I say, flinging my phone into the sea.
So you have saved Angela, and you're on a private yacht going to Monaco?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did say we could just come right back.
Yeah. I mean, if you go to the yacht's captain and say, take us back, you'll go back. I'm not sure what the plan is here. I'm just trying to say yes.
I know. I thought we were trying to.
We're trying to weasel out of it. We're trying to true neutral ending. Not ally with anyone.
Well, I mean, maybe you've done that. Maybe you go to Monaco and have a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. It's either that or go back to that crummy island with its stupid people and that hospital.
What's under my wrist? It's been itching all day. Can you look at it? I think it's infected.
Oh, that does look infected, yeah. Shouldn't be red and hot like that.
Can you help me?
We'll get a real doctor to look at that later.
Our best hope is that everyone else who's playing this game is dumber than us. Or only, like, maybe slightly smarter than us.
Well, I mean, Birgitta sent her team away.
Yeah.
So I guess she's going to text you and say, can your team come work for me?
I do the
Same
thing
terms.
where I swipe the message to the side so it doesn't send a red receipt. Because I did just burn one down about 20 minutes ago.
I think refusal is part of the hero's journey, right?
Yeah.
Having like a weekend adventure on Monaco is part of the hero's journey, yes?
We can end it with you arriving in Monaco and having a massive party where you will all live happily ever after until the various billionaires you've annoyed figure out where you are.
Yeah.
Ah, good. I will die alone.
All right. Let's get on a let's send Angela on her way with $10,000 and get on a damn speedboat and go back to Elamarhar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess. All right.
Yeah, all right. Now that Angela's off the island, we come back.
Okay.
Yeah. We can't weasel out of this one.
Yeah.
We're stuck.
So we gotta find Simpson and find out who the new target is. Maybe.
We should probably talk to Dr. Simpson and find out how to stop this whole crazy thing.
If we kill Simpson.
Look, we didn't kill Angela. We can't kill Simpson.
You keep saying these things. You're making it very difficult, Riley. I know you're a child, but
That drug, what if we embed it underneath the skin of the forehead?
the drug
Yeah.
under the forehead?
The forgetting.
Vu.
Vu, yes.
You could just orally ingest that. Like,
It's under the pass. You need to make sure the reapplication is consistent.
For what?
If we want Mrs. Simpson to live, but not have any memories of this game, or
Why
what
is
she's
that
been doing.
worse than killing her?
or better. How is that better?
I imagine this bickering
Permanent
happens on
amnesia.
a very nice boat.
Yes.
You know, it looks great. The sun is setting.
Yeah, you can let me know when you get back.
I think we've arrived in port.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we've arrived in port before making a decision.
Okay. So you are heading back into the city in a very nice executive car that was sent to meet you. And a screen will light up, and it's the gentleman from the building. He's like, so how's it going?
Well, we've reset the game.
Is that a good first step?
We think so.
Excellent.
One team got eaten by tigers. Another team was fired. That means there's 3 of us.
Okay.
We're the fired team. Oh no, we're not.
We're not the fired team.
How viable would it be to depopulate the island? And I am asking you in particular.
Yes, that was attempted previously, but our martyred leader prevented that.
Well, he isn't around anymore.
Ian.
People will live. There are boats. There are planes.
They are boats.
That is not the solution I'm paying you to achieve.
Okay.
Another equally suicidal option is to take out the person running the game.
The Presidential Guard would prevent that.
Equally suicidal.
Yeah. Well, the deal is we end the games. Not this game, but the games.
You've only agreed to end this game. The deal they want is that you end the games.
Yeah, we ended this game. Well, no, we didn't. It got reset.
Yeah,
We
that's
spoiled
my
the game.
understanding.
All right, well.
How many days left in spring break?
What if we just agree to keep ruining the game? We can continue to do that until it's no longer interesting for the players.
If you can have the players not be interested in the game, that is what I'm asking.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, let's go figure out who we're supposed to talk to.
All of
We
them.
go find the next target.
No, we work for all of them now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just Brigitte. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take the job.
All right.
could take a while.
That's a bad sign.
Because our karma.
Yeah. All
Did I
right.
cause that? What caused that?
Lucy already thinks I work for her, so,
As
that's
far
nice.
as I know, I'm still working for the Benolovic.
All right.
Okay,
So,
so
your new phrase is snooze control,
snooze control.
and your new phrase is fleece cleats.
These cleats.
All right.
I was doing prep. I'm like, I won't need all these phrases, will I? I'll just write them anyway.
All these are terrible phrases.
Yeah.
What, sorry, what was yours, Ian?
Fleece cleats.
'Cause that'll come up in conversation, right?
Yeah.
So there's one team we don't know about, and so we should intercept them at Dr. Simpson, or at least find out from Dr. Simpson who they are
Yeah.
and who the new target is. Because then we can either find them at the target, or at Dr. Simpson, or just around.
God, I hope that all the tracksuit people are dead. Although, what if the next team is even more competent?
It'll be a couple of days before they can be assembled and sent here. Meanwhile, our plan is that we just work for everyone. Don't do a single thing. Hang out on the beach.
And send in reports every once in a while, like we were doing as much as we could.
So, I think an average result
Is that we will die.
is that goes very badly for you. So, do you have any factors to offer that would give, that would impact this?
We could be very slow. Spring break's gotta end sometime, right?
Yes.
Well, except they'll just keep playing it like after spring break.
But what if this game sucked so much that no one wants to play, right?
This game ends with spring break.
Right. But then there'll be other games.
So we need to feed back into the game to make it uninteresting.
We could always end reality.
Well, I mean that's the thing. We could just make it over quickly, right? But then
In a lot
his
of ways,
favor-
we killed those tracksuit people. So what's wrong with killing a few more people?
Well, I mean, I didn't do anything. They happened to be in the same place as a tiger, and I was very high. So I'm sure that gets you into something on this
What
island.
if we get you high again
I
and then
don't-
put you in
that-
locations with people that we want eliminated?
No, being high stimulates my imagination.
Have you tried VOO?
What if, okay, I have a suggestion. What if I just say, boy, what if this game was just boring? What if they didn't want to play? What if it fixed reality permanently? What if we could do something like that? What if we could just solve the problem?
So that's why I've been suggesting we go speak with Dr. Simpson.
And I've been
I'm
suggesting we kill
assuming
Dr. Simpson.
You're on your way to see Dr. Simpson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's still in the hospital, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And you will get there when you say, hey, Dale, we get there. But you're having important conversations, so I'm not
We
interrupting.
don't know what to do when we get there,
Right.
other than talk to her
Yeah.
and maybe slip Riley some roofies or something.
Well, I mean, like, she clearly knows how some parts of this game work because she's able to give out code phrases.
The billionaires are going to continue playing games no matter what the games are, so we must break this game so they can no longer play it.
So we find out what Dr. Simpson knows and why, what they're offering her, and why, what she's doing to determine what the phrases are.
Sounds fair.
Wait a minute.
So we're here.
Okay.
This is what Seamus was trying to do. He was trying to break this game as well.
Seamus was trying to increase his stature.
Well, yeah, I thought Seamus just wanted his own phrase.
Yeah, well, he did, but then.
Anyone who is in the game is interested in winning it. We must remove the game from the equation.
All right, well.
So, there is a group of people dressed in black in the room with Dr. Simpson when you get there. And one of them is facing away from the bed and toward the door, just sort of idly keeping watch. This person looks Asian.
Do we recognize them from, say, the university?
No, you have not seen these people before.
Okay.
Do you keep walking? Do you make it known you have an interest?
Let's keep walking.
Yep.
This may be another team. We'll just wait our turn.
Yeah. Do we sit down in like the waiting area and like sort of wait for them to leave?
Just politely knock, be like, are you
Valentine.
people done
Do we
with
still have our
Simpson?
flowers?
Valentine,
We lost them in the Mediterranean.
Riley, is there a way you can, either you can peer or sense inside the room to make sure Dr. Simpson is not in any sort of distress?
No.
No, that's
Can
not how
you-
my perception works either.
Can you remotely kill Dr. Simpson?
No.
What if there was also a tiger in the room?
No.
I will go speak with the Asian.
Oh, sorry, you cannot come in here.
My apologies, I must speak with Dr. Simpson very quickly. There's an issue with some of the equipment at the university. There may be some danger to the surrounding area.
Oh, I'm sorry, you cannot come in here.
I must speak with Dr. Simpson.
No.
You do not understand me. I must speak with her. It's a matter of life and death.
Oh, it's a matter of life and death.
Yes.
Then allow me to insert this knife into your heart and make it death. So we're in combat.
We certainly are.
Okay. I guess I will do something.
Oh, it's fine.
I feel bad now.
Is this a man with a knife?
This is a man with a knife.
No problem.
Yeah. That's the worst that can happen.
Okay, how does combat work? Because I don't think we've ever actually been in actual combat.
All right. So, if you do nothing, I insert this knife into your torso,
Okay.
and bad things happen to you.
Well, in order to react to
Luckily,
and
he's in
to
the hospital.
in order to okay, let me put this right on the table. In order to judo you, I need you to start attempting to stab me.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
All right.
happening. Yeah.
That has yes. I
Okay.
have started.
Good. At which point, now I will judo you that knife away from you and hopefully put you on the ground in a way that's will be very unfortunate for you.
All right. So my fight is 2. What's your fight?
That's a good question. Oh, 2. That's one I do know.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So that means I'm not giving you any rerolls, and I'm not giving me any rerolls.
That's how I like to live.
How's it go?
Away.
Hey!
It's a 7.
Count.
All right.
They don't
you
count.
re-roll whatever falls on the floor.
Good start. Good start.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
let me-
Good warm up.
You know, Wormwood Gaming makes these lovely trays.
They make dice towers too that you can use to put your dice through. And if you're like me,
Stop your dice from
7.
going everywhere.
6 and a 1.
All right. So that's going to work.
Okay.
So you have taken this knife from this person, and this has alerted the other 3 black-clad Asians
Oh boy.
who are now all going to come toward you. But I think you said you wanted to do something.
I'm going, okay. I'm going to be like, look, things can be, look, I'm going to be like, I can fix this without people dying. And I'm just going to be like, 1,000 helium balloons in that room. What's the worst that could happen?
They're hydrogen balloons.
Sure, yeah.
Simple mistake.
Riley's been studying the Hindenburg.
I got a 5 and a 4.
Please re-roll. Oh,
Oh good, they're xenon balloons.
re-roll the
Xenon
5.
Xenon hexasulfide.
I got another 5.
Re-roll the 5.
I got a 6.
That was my last re-roll. All right, so you succeeded, and you have a 4.
Oh,
I should have had you re-roll the 4. It's hard to, I don't know, yeah.
oh.
So the room's
So-
full of balloons.
Yeah, the room is full of balloons and now no one can move.
Very, very full of balloons. And
One squeaks out.
yeah, I think that, happily the window is open, so there's just sort of this steady stream of balloons
Oh
leaving.
no,
But
that's
in the
so bad for the
meantime,
environment.
I
Litterer.
think there's far too much pressure in there for people to be comfortable, and I think balloons are going to start popping.
I imagine some sort of alarm goes off at the hospital at this point. Ooh, and the hospital security can come and be like, what's going on?
Is that your good thing?
Yeah, and that'll allow us a chance to talk to Simpson.
How?
Well, security is going to usher out these guys in the ninja suits.
Yes, the
She rolled
other
a-
people who were fighting will.
She rolled a 4,
Yeah.
so the 4 is that this is going to allow her enough of a distraction.
To go talk to Dr. Simpson.
All right,
Well,
get in there.
balloons happen.
Just like squeak
All
your way
right.
in.
So she is distressed by, like, there were 1,000 balloons.
Yeah.
Most people find balloons calming.
Some people have phobias.
She might now.
There's a lot of squeaking in this room. And I say, Dr. Simpson,
Ah,
can you tell me about how this game works?
yes. So there are phrases that
No,
need
no,
to
no.
get said.
Yeah, but what do they get if they say the phrases? Like, what's the actual prize?
Your patron would reward you if you
No,
get.
but what does the patron get?
Oh, that wins the contest.
But what's the prize for winning the
I
contest?
don't think there's a prize.
It's just for fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't fix reality.
Well, I mean, if I understand correctly, Sister Cheryl will fix reality once the game's over.
How do you know what to say?
Yeah.
So for the phrases, I had to work out a bunch of math, at which then worked on some charts that she gave me. But now that the game is reset and we're out of time, I don't actually have to do any math, especially since I'm not in a lab. So all I'm doing is passing along the name Pietro Stevens to the teams who come here and ask me.
How many teams have you relayed that information to?
You are the third.
Well, who are your bodyguards here? The guys in black that were preventing us from talking to you.
They were a different team.
Oh,
And the first team, who was what
I'm not.
ethnicity?
I'm not really supposed to say. I'm not supposed to
how
tell
about we
teams
give
about
you?
each other.
What if we bribe you with a lot of money?
I mean, I'm kind of getting a lot of money for doing this. Also, I got beat up and burned, so I don't think I want to do this anymore. But
No.
I have to do it for the rest of spring break.
We-
I
we-
hope. Oh, here's what you can do. You can find out which team got me burned.
I know which team got you burned. It was our rogue handler. The one you gave the code word "set it on fire" to.
Was that an attempt at irony?
No.
9.
He decided he wanted to win the game and prevent anyone else from playing it.
Which implies that any other patron is willing to do the same sort of thing.
Yeah, that's why we knew it was happening. We came to rescue you.
Ah,
That's why I'm burned.
okay, well, thanks. I guess I definitely don't want to do this anymore.
We'd like you to help. We'd like to help you not to do this anymore.
Okay.
Is there any way you could get a phrase that would just make it so the games didn't happen anymore?
So, Sister Cheryl has someone monitoring the game, and when someone says a phrase, if it's right, that person says, hey, this happened, this person wins. Like the phrases themselves just trigger the effect.
Right, the phrases don't do anything.
And may I ask, how does one become disqualified from the game? If you should know.
Sure, you could kidnap Pietro. You could your phrase could be disqualified if you give the phrase to Pietro and say, "Hey, say this."
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
Last time we were here,
Yes.
you gave us the phrase "dehydrated chrysanthemums."
Right, because you convinced me that you had helped me, and I wanted you guys to have a chance at being the people who won independent of your patron.
Is there another phrase like that for this game, for Pietro?
Something where you guys would win?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a couple of phrases that I can tell my handler I've given out and who I've given them to, but there's no guarantee that my word is going to be respected. But I can give you one.
Please.
Crunchy aroma.
That one's better than the first one we got.
Yeah. This is a lot of work. Well, we don't need in a green hat anymore.
No.
That's true.
There's just something to me that doesn't smell right about playing the game in order to end it.
Well, no, it means they'll probably do other games like this, and it's
Yeah.
not going to fix the problem.
Which means
The
we...
problem's rather above our pay grade, to speak out of character. Fixing the problem seems like it's sort of like, you know, seems like an unattainable goal at our current level of expertise.
You would have the gratitude of someone extremely powerful.
Yeah.
But, you know, the main thing is just get this game to end and get reality to stop popping things out of existence.
Excellent. All right, well,
Dr. Simpson, how do you know who the next target is?
Someone told me.
Who told you?
I got a message I assume is from my handler.
Okay. How long ago was that?
Like an hour ago, something happened to Angela Reyes,
Yep.
and she is no longer valid. So the game reset,
Yes.
and all of the efforts that whoever was involved had made toward Angela are now invalid, and they need to work toward getting things going with Pietro.
Ship Pietro off the island.
I'm going to ask you very directly. Does Sister Cheryl decide who is the next target each time?
I doubt it, but I don't honestly know. I mean, surely it's one of her people.
We just track down the target, ship them off the island, reset the game again, and keep doing that until the end of spring break.
As I said before, you were not very interested in depopulating the island.
It's not
Slowly
everybody, Arthur.
slowly or quickly, it would work. The issue being that Sister Cheryl is both the console and the cartridge. We cannot power her off. We cannot remove her from the game.
We just need to make the game not fun for the players.
Yeah.
So resetting the game constantly without them making any headway would be
Well, definitely.
frustrating for a player.
Especially if we back that up with the resources of the Presidential Guard.
Oh yeah. Can't we just call the Presidential Guard and tell them, all right, here's the new target. Get this person off the island.
Yes.
I might as well try that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's just the game stops being interesting if it stops feeling fair or challenging.
Operator. Get me this branch of the Presidential Guard, please.
So the Presidential Guard works for the Doben family, and you're trying to get to a specific person?
No, just a branch.
Okay. Well, all right, so someone answers. Hello.
Hello. I'm looking to speak. Who was the name of the person that you were speaking with earlier?
He didn't give us a name.
Never gave
No.
you the name. You know where he is.
Ah, yes. Patch me through to the
You
military,
give the
yeah,
location.
the weapons district.
All right. So I feel like this is going to take you a little while, and it's going to work.
Okay.
Also, you have if nothing else, you have a car out back, and you know that you can call him on that.
Ah, good.
So anyway, he's like, all right. So you give him the plan of just finding the person and deporting them.
Yeah.
If
Or-
necessary, we can locate the person, and you
They'd
can
be better at it than we
make
would.
pickup.
Just put him in protective custody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that seems even easier. No reset, no winner.
So,
But then reality doesn't get fixed. Sister Cheryl keeps messing with stuff.
would you like me to storytell for a bit? If you're putting this in the hands of the Presidential Guard. Would you like to storytell for a bit and have me sit here and say yes to things?
If I'm imagining this playing out, we're going to spend the next X number of days either.
Well, okay. When do games stop being fun? When the win condition stops being clear. When the appearance of fairness disappears. When, if the challenge becomes trivial.
Or when there is no longer a great enough a reward to win to continue playing.
So we can inject static into the game in several ways. We can have Dr. Simpson start giving out we could ask Dr. Simpson to start giving out increasingly arcane code phrases that are essentially impossible for anyone to use.
And also completely useless.
Right? Like, I imagine she has some kind of constraint on her calculations that say they have to be in the same language. Right? They can't be like an obscenity.
Also, we're working for the patrons, so we feed them misinformation.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think there are several ways you can make the game not be fun. And when that happens, I feel like there are some billionaires who are going to be like, I was enjoying myself, now I'm not. Whose fault is this? And then they're going to find out. So I feel like the final scene needs to be how you respond to that. Because yes, you've had a whole bunch of ideas. We don't need to play them out because they'll work. You can make the game not fun. And that is going to get you a lot of credit down the line. But right now, at this moment, you have a bunch of irritated billionaires.
We need to pin this on the cult leader sister. Somehow.
Or Seamus.
Or Seamus.
I have this text from Seamus that says I'll get $20
million.
if I figure out how to make him come out on top.
Uh-huh. So you're going to try to frame Seamus so the billionaires are all irritated with him?
Yeah, he's the one that kidnapped Angela at the first
That's-
time things went wrong.
Easy to prove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's been here meddling with them for the remaining time.
So he kind of has been in custody at customs, but he has been sending out texts.
Yep.
So I feel like an average result of trying to deceive the billionaires is going to be them saying, well, either these guys annoyed me or that guy annoyed me, punish them all.
I want only Seamus to get punished.
I see.
Not me to get punished.
That sounds a little tricky. Do you have a plan for that?
Other than like trying to convince them that Seamus was pulling the strings in the background and offering people a lot of money.
I mean, we
So-
could come back to Seamus and say that we're working for him and leave lots of paper trails indicating that we're working for him in the
That's-
form of text logs and other things that I assume the Presidential Guard can produce.
Okay, so going back and working for him can give you a re-roll, and getting the Presidential Guard to forge some stuff, that'll
Well, not
give you a
even-
re-roll.
Not even forge, just like have our text logs available
Sure.
when the billionaires come looking.
I
Sure.
even have a ditched cell phone, which is evidence.
Good point. Yes, all
But how
right.
does this still make us look? It still makes us look quite guilty as his toadies.
We
We're
work
just playing the
with
game.
the Presidential Guard that's working for Sir Constance to protect ourselves.
And
That's true.
We're just like, we only did what we were instructed to do by Mrs. Lucy's handler.
Please don't
Miss Lucy's
use
handler.
that.
Which name?
Please do not the name, the excuse.
We're
That is so a spot. If we're just doing our jobs.
No, we're trying to frame someone
Yeah.
All right, so
who is guilty.
you have a sway of 1, and this is going to be difficulty 4, but you have 3 re-rolls from all the stuff you guys have just said,
Yeah.
and a cowbell.
And a cowbell.
So I only have 3 re-rolls.
Yes.
So this will probably work,
This will
right?
be great. Yeah. All right. Big money, no whammies. That's a 3 and a 1. I'm going to re-roll the 1.
Okay.
That's one re-roll.
Uh-huh.
It's a 3 and a 3.
Ooh, now I noticed that we're over time. Are you happy with that? Would you like to end the session by telling us how this goes catastrophically wrong and then saying the end?
I mean, I could use some help with that for sure.
We could go around the table if you're happy with that.
Oh,
double
yeah. That
Doesn't that sound fun?
That sounds really fun. I like that idea. Oh,
Kick us off.
I'd say, like, for me, I'd probably end up in, like, indentured servitude to a billionaire instead of just mowed down with a gun.
Okay.
Yeah. Fate worse than death kind of thing.
So would this be like Miss Lucy has discovered? So maybe you and Seamus are working together somewhere for Miss Lucy.
Yeah.
All right. And this isn't necessarily for forever because, you know, she's capricious. But for now,
Well, let's say Seamus dies. Seamus definitely.
you have heard that Seamus is dead.
Yes. Screw that guy.
All right. I think we're going around the table and giving our double 3 denouements. Are we going clockwise or counterclockwise?
Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess so. The double 3 result of us also implicating the Presidential Guard in this is that the Presidential Guard is implicated in this.
And they have escape plans, but that doesn't mean they're happy.
Yeah, so the only heavily armed people, the only people using weapons from this millennium on this island have now just been deeply embarrassed by a bunch of heavily unarmed people.
It's given a lot of people ideas.
Yeah. And probably the only person who could protect me is Brigitte, if she has any interest in that.
I see. And does she?
Oh, I hope so.
Okay, so I think that's where we ended for you.
Yeah.
You're desperately hoping she'll help you out.
And not really sure why, but hoping.
Against my absolute will, I definitely get enrolled at Dauben University for my master's program in physics because I am a very interesting person. I am not, of course, you know, the terms of my incredible all-paid scholarship that my family is so thrilled about, is that I can't ever really come home because, you know, I'm doing a lot of important research.
You're a research fellow.
Yeah, yes, it's extremely prestigious.
And I think you maybe grow to accept and possibly like the little implant.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
It's very convenient.
Oh, crap, my implant. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I feel like a lot of the research is sort of conducted on me. You know.
So that's what this is. It's monitoring your weird.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. So,
Which it's probably responsible for your scholarship.
Oh, yeah. Hooray! Help! Except none of my emails go out.
Arthur also makes a similar deal with the Dauben family to work on the island in servitude until a couple weeks later he overdoses on new and lives the rest of his life as a locksmith and nothing more.
Wow. This is not how I was expecting this.
I just wanted to just pick somebody at random.
Double 3s in a row.
Yeah.
Well, not quite in a row.
Oh yeah, actually, sorry, it has to be bad. Sorry, he overdoses on new. However, on Vu. However, when he dreams, he remembers everything.
Thank you for watching Dice Friends.
The end.
This has been the final episode of Spring Break. I don't know if we'll play Over the Edge, but I kind of hope we do. I've had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for playing in this game. And thank you to you for supporting us. This stream, like everything we do, is brought to you by you. You can support us at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun or by becoming a member here on YouTube. There will be more Dice Friends next week, I think maybe with Adam, but it won't be Spring Break. So come check that out.
It's at 1.
Wow.
Snake eyes.
I like how we're just. Oh wow! I also just rolled dice for fun, and it was a double 3. It was meant to happen.
It was clearly meant to happen.
Well, it's because we steadfastly refused to play
Hold
the
on.
game.
This is the end of this is the end of this version of the game, right?
Sure.
What are you
Good.
doing?
I need to do something with my dice.
Oh, he's gonna throw them out.
That's the first time I've seen like a philosophical TPK.
Yeah.
Yeah. I left my character conveniently alive to be retrieved for other missions.
Weird.
That is
Kathleen-
distinctly not on camera.
Kathleen, move your. You move your
I
Nope,
don't
that's
think
not
that's
going to go in.
work.
I don't think you've got the width.
Ian's trying to shear his dice in half.
This might be a longer project. You need some sort of,
Well, that just took a-
venue for
that took a good
where
chunk
you
out
could
of it.
experiment with.
Oh,
Wow.
you've actually ruined it.
Good.
You're-
That's good enough. I mean, I ruined them before.
Your dice may not roll completely naturally now. Wow, that was that was some I was asking Chad about it's like what do you guys think should happen to Cam when he rolled those double threes? There was a lot of like getting stuck in his own brain.
Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah.
Only hearing Baby Shark all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
It's just-
you still perceive the weird, but it's baby shark.
And it's just playing
gets
all
louder.
the time. Yeah.
Oh,
Which I thought was that seemed pretty solid.
It'd be like Luke cutting himself off from the Force.
It's not even Baby Shark. It's something god awful from the 80s. It's the Pina Colada song.
just Hotel California.
I mean, at least
Take
that's
the
going to rock
Eagles,
it.
man.
I was suggesting just crop dusting the entire island with Vu. Right, I mean that's sort of along the same lines as the kill everybody on the island plan. But,
Doesn't last forever.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I'm gonna give you some time anyway.
it's true.
I have a cube of dice, and you're supposed to be very careful about keeping your dice separate for this game. Which I don't believe in superstitions like that. But I did mark them by turning them up to double sixes every time I put them away, so I could have the illusion of laissez-faire, but still absolute control. But I ritualistically burned them by shuffling them into the pile of a bunch of other identical dice. So I feel that they can live again.
It's a less destructive way of doing it.
Yeah. I certainly can't use those two same dice again statistically.
Okay. I did have fun. I'm sorry you crashed and burned so hard.
No, I mean that happens.
No,
I hope it was entertaining.
If nothing else, this has taught me that I never want to deal with billionaires.
We refused to play.
I mean,
We got the ending we deserved.
I have good news, Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of those like
This was an audition.
Good.
This is
I
one of those
passed.
like trading spaces kind of or trading places things where it was just like a bet for $1 just to see who could win. It wasn't actually there were no stakes on their side.
Yeah, it was just winning to win.
People are just pawns.
Right. Yes, that's what this was.
Yeah. Reality doesn't get fixed if we don't do anything, or if we do something.
So when the game ends, all the stuff. So everything that disappeared belonged to one of the billionaires, including Adam's character. So he comes back.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah, I
Oh.
mean the game ends and everything comes back.
Sweet.
Oh.
We won.
Yes, congratulations.